Continuing on, dialogue then is given an example in Acts 8, and Philip and the Ethiopian eunuch. Look how this unfolds. Acts 8, verse 26. Then an angel of the Lord said to Philip, "Get up and go toward the south to the road that goes from Jerusalem to Gaza. This is the wilderness road." So he got up and went. Now there was an Ethiopian eunuch, a court official of Candace, queen of the Ethiopians, in charge of the entire treasury. He had come to Jerusalem to worship, and was returning home, seated in his chariot. He was reading the prophet Isaiah. Then the Spirit said to Philip, "Go over to this chariot and join it." So Philip ran up to it and heard him reading the prophet Isaiah. He asked, question asking, "Do you understand what you're reading?" He replied, "How can I unless someone guides me?" And he invited Philip to get in and sit beside him. So the story goes on. We don't need to get into that. I just want to focus on these two aspects right here. First of all, we have Philip doing the listening, if you will. He's listening to the context of where the Ethiopian eunuch is. So he joins him where he is. He sees that he's reading the prophet Isaiah, and he asks him a question, listening and then question asking. "Do you understand what you're reading?" He replied, "No, how can I unless someone guides me?" And then he invited Philip to get in and sit beside him. There's something very important here that I want us all to notice and prioritize, and that's the reality that Philip was invited into the chariot to join the Ethiopian eunuch. Philip didn't force his way in. Philip didn't like what we've been talking about, didn't colonize his way in. Philip waited for the invite, and then he got in. And from there, he then participated in mutual dialogue. He's asking other questions. He's answering the eunuch's questions. And they have just like a normal dialogue. So let's finish there. Apologetics, evangelism. To me, to a lot of the Christians that I hang out with, they don't feel like normal things, but I really feel like they can be normal things. They can be normal things that come out of normal conversations. I may have said it before, but some people from our church like to say, Christians are famous for making normal things weird and weird things normal. So how do we stop making normal things weird, like conversation? Conversation is very normal. And we can participate in normal conversation. We can invite the Spirit of God into it as the Spirit guides us, and we can see really practical results. So I encourage you this week to look for a normal conversation, to listen in that conversation, to ask questions in that conversation, and then to participate in normal mutual dialogue in that conversation. And I hope that it's really fruitful. Have a good week, everyone.